ago, I talk about that word practice. For teachers particularly, maybe it's just at second level, we never used that word until, well, we used teaching practice before we went to that on the floor. And there's a lot of thinking time in that one. Tai Chi is really, really slow, meditative walking. And my favourite one, I think you might like this, ladies, girls, well, boys as well. The number 4, exercise number 4 in the Tai Chi 8-piece brocade is wise owl gazes backwards. Wise owl gazes backwards. Isn't it amazing how, and it's through my life, the OWL, the older, wiser learner thing, but it's amazing how hard that one is. It kills you, and all you're doing is looking over your shoulder. So I said, okay, that's my piece of action. Restart, reflection, built in. But I think my daily practice, my values, they are kind of tied up with what I'm researching, I think, and that's how I enact them in my practice. I won't read them for you. You can see, most of you who know me probably would say that, yeah, maybe that sums up Mags. Again, I would say the relationship, an authentic learning environment is something I'm trying to tie in, and what they're the readings I like the best about Teach Me, authentic, professional learning. I don't know if anyone has read Anne Webster Wright Webster. I put her on the Padlet. I love the Padlet, and I'd say she's the most insightful writer I have seen about professional learning. Cooperative learning is my other big passion, and it came out in one of our earlier sessions in the PhD that is looking at social science. We were down there, Bridget, the Bergen DCU, who's looking at primary school students and critical analysis of social scientific issues. And we would teach cooperative learning through using academic controversy. We were going the other way around, so I was thrilled to see that. So this one was the question I thought was really interesting. So how might I enhance my practice, Mags's practice, and develop a deeper understanding of it? And actually, I never really thought about that until I met Miri 3 years ago, and until I met my welcoming committee into the PhD. I was, after gaily announcing a Teach Meet page, I want to do a PhD all about Teach Meet. And this very quiet woman strolled over and gave me a stick-it note with her email address on it, and it was Katrina. And the number of people I've met through this, I've sort of met this by mistake at 3 AIs ago, because he had sandwiches. We were leaving and he had sandwiches and we joined you. I think it was Shane O'Neill who had said it. But I find, even though I'm not officially doing action research, I only decided on my research methodologies, and I am resistant to a whole pile of I'm resistant to the ones that put me in the middle of it, even though I am in the middle of it. I'm walking a kind of a very strange, thin line. So I would say that being here with people like you, who are critical of each other in the most Care Bear kind of way, is where I'm developing a deeper understanding. And just by pure mistake, because I was organising a TL21 group once, I happened to be able to sit for an hour and a half listening to Jean McNiff about 2 years ago. And I didn't realise the gold dust. I was
still in recovery.
I'm still in recovery. Do you know, I had said to my TL21 group, there's somebody called Jean McNiff coming, and she's going to give us a workshop for an hour and a half, and they were going, woohoo, this is great. And it was only halfway through I went, the Jean McNiff. Oh wow, so this atmosphere is very good for my reflective, trying to get out of the old-fashioned, I was a scientist, you see, this is the and I love these questions. So are there assumptions about my work that I accept and question me? I left that blank for a long time, I couldn't even answer it. And then it was the word work that freaked me out, because I worked in Loreto College Cabin for 35 years. I never once said I was going to work. I made that mistake, or maybe it's not a mistake, of not count. My children didn't know I worked for a long, long time. Daddy works out in homemakers, mommy goes to school. call us daddy and mommy or whatever. But that was an interesting thing, and it was a joke during my retirement. Mags never said she went to work, she went to school, but I wasn't the only one. So assumptions about my work now, the work I'm doing now, oh my God, I have PhD's work. I'm not denying that. I actually don't know the answer to this question, so I'm leaving it for me. This is what I now need to work out and look at my own assumptions, particularly about the thing I mentioned around bias and insiderness and positionality and all these new words that I'm learning. I have to tease that out for me before I can tease it out for ye. The thing is, I have to have it teased out by May the 9th. Because that's my confirmation. So I'm now about to really kind of take into 10 days, 2 weeks of trying to answer this honestly and trying to give it all the respect, trying to give the topic as much respect as I can give it. The tribe, as I call them, the people involved in the topic I'm studying, which is Teach Me, to give it's a we, not me voice that I want to use, and yet my voice is as valid as anybody else's, and I will allow it in. I have a cunning plan, and I will work it out that way, and that's me and my values and where how I'm trying to knit them together, and I feel very lucky that maybe not other countries have it, but that in Ireland at least you can find a group like this, which is not particularly about a subject, it's about a way of being. So thank you all very much, and all advice gratefully accepted.